So here on the desk we have the previous gearbox case, and now here we have the newer one. So as you can see here, this piece that is kind of now a separate attachment used to be like part of integrated of the gearbox. And what we did, or basically what we didn't have before, was an actual way of stabilizing this gear drive. So it only had one bearing instead of the two you see here, and then it would fit on the other side, you know, opposite, so I can turn it around. So it would fit right in there. But then it would only have one attachment piece, and it would just be free floating at this end. So that would mean that if I then stick the drive shaft on it as so, that it would not be stable. You know, it would kind of like jiggle around all over the place. So what we have done now is to actually incorporate that within a separate bracket. So now you can attach this drive as so. Let's see if I can squeeze it in there one-handed. On this side, yeah, there you go. And then you have the top section going across it like that, and then it has the attachment with the bearings on both ends, and then this will kind of sit like so within the gearbox case, and then that would be the way to kind of mount everything, that it has the axle support on dual sides, and then this part will kind of slid in from the back, and then kind of complete the whole set in that way. So that is the kind of the premise that we have right now for the whole gearbox case, and then we're going to attach it again to the car in a second, but now I need to assemble this right here. So there's kind of like a particular matter of kind of putting these items together. I need to figure out how to kind of stabilize them, but basically I think the best way to go about it is to actually I think it was this way around. Let's figure it out still though. This needs to go like that. Then we have one gear going across like so, and then I believe this one, let me take that out first. This one then needs to be put in place with the other one. There we go. Oh, I think I twisted it the wrong way around. It's supposed to be that way. Yes. There you go. Yes. And then now we're supposed to put this end cap on top of it to kind of enclose it all, but the bearings need to fit in place simultaneously. There we go. It makes some racket a little bit, but now I'm gonna tighten it down, make sure all these bolts are properly adjusted, and then we'll have this fully assembled pre-gearbox unit, I guess. So then it takes these M4 bolts with these hex patterns and stuff, 6 of them. So let's see if we can tighten that down. And I'm drilling into the plastic. So the way I designed it is actually that the holes on the white part right here on the actual gearbox case are just a little bit tighter than the screw thread itself is, than the M4. So I think it's like a 1.8 millimeter radius or something that I used for the M4 bolts. And the one on the outside is 2.5 on the blue one. So it doesn't actually thread into the outer ones, but it only threads into the white plastic part. And now I'm gonna bolt it down from multiple sides to ensure that it's also, you know, kind of straight in there, because I think now it's kind of sitting at an angle with just one bolt tightened down. There we go. And now with it kind of tightened down in 2 ends, I think it will already kind of be stable if I get the actual attachment out. Yes, and now it's also not interacting with the gearbox casing, because, you know, it's floating simple. So this is already pretty stable. Not too much resistance on it is what we need, actually. So this is looking cool. I'm gonna tighten down the other 4 bolts as well, and then I'm gonna attach it to the car. So yeah, so in this part of the video you can actually see me attach the gearbox to the car, but unfortunately a lot of the things didn't really like fit the way that I kind of designed it to be, so I needed to reshape it and also then reprint it, as you can see here. But then as soon as the print kind of finished, I was able to reattach it to the car and also start it up and see how everything is rotating and if there's any like the resistance or wear of these parts. But it's a cool process though, nonetheless. We're getting there, bro. And now we also have here the bearing attached and everything, and you can just see it is very stable also as well. Just kind of have it in there. There's not a lot of play in there, just a little slight bit here and there, but I don't think I'm gonna get it much tighter than this. And then tomorrow I just need to reprint the suspension bar but for the bottom section, and then we'll have everything to actually attach the this U-joint to the wheel with the drive shaft, so it's also in place with these steel rods and everything, instead of having to reprint components in the drive shaft. So hopefully this is what we needed as the final step, but we're getting close, people.